everybody, to our Full Steam Ahead program here at the Waco McLennan County Public Library. I'm Miss Jackie, and today we are going to do an ink surprise. So this leads us to think about all the different colors that could go into some of the markers that we use. So black is black and pink is pink, right? But you may know that there are primary colors such as blue, red, and yellow. And those three colors are the basis for all the other colors that we have. So one thing we can try to do is see if there's a way to separate out the different colors that make up the markers that we use to color. So for this experiment, we only need a few things, and they're super easy to have. Probably things that you have around your house, such as markers like this, glasses of water. I'm using coffee filters, but I bet a paper towel would work just as well, napkins, anything that you might have. And part of the fun with doing science is trying out different things. So you may want to try out a towel, a coffee filter if anyone in your house drinks coffee, maybe not you, maybe your adult does. Maybe even construction paper. I wonder what would happen if we use something really thick like that. Well, whatever you have, go ahead and try to use it. So what we're going to start out by doing is taking, in this case, our coffee filter, and we're just going to kind of fold it like this. And what we want to do is use our marker and get it on nice and thick. Not too thick, it doesn't have to tear our paper, but if we can make just a little ring on both sides of whatever paper we're using. Now for the coffee filter, I'm going to put it maybe about halfway up here in a circle, because you want to have a little bit of this at the bottom, but you don't want it too high up. So we're just going to make a nice band right around this, and we're starting with black. See how easy that is? And now on the back, we can see where we want to continue coloring our line nice and thick, just like this. All right. Once we have that line colored, we'll make sure to close up our marker, open up our paper. And we can see we have a circle. We're going to take our glass, and you don't need to use a tiny glass. If you have a bigger glass, that works too. So what we just want to do is kind of tuck it like this, almost looks like a flower, and make sure just the bottom of this gets in the water. We don't want to dunk the whole thing in, because that'll ruin the fun part of the science. So we'll just make sure that we get this down in here. Now, what's actually happening in front of us? We can see that the coffee filter is pulling the water up and out of the glass. And as it does so, it's going to come into contact with the marker. Now, if you look here, what colors are coming out? Is that all black? No, it's not. Some of it actually looks blue, doesn't it? So we'll let that kind of do its thing here for another minute as we continue to watch that happen. All right, now the next color we're going to try is this pretty kind of raspberry color. So we can think, when we look at this marker, we know red probably went in here, right? But I wonder if anything else did to help make it this raspberry. I know when we're trying to create pink, when we use paints, we might use red and pour white in, but is that what happens when they create the marker? Let's see if our experiment will show us. So just like we did with the black marker, we're just going to make a nice line right around the edge. Our marker, we'll get our water ready, and let's see what happens here. Wonder what that's pulling. Well, we'll watch watch it in action. All right, everybody, look what happened with our paper. Look at our black marker. Are you surprised to see that so much blue and green came out when creating that color? And what's this other color come out? Is that pink or maybe red? So as we look at this, we can see a lot of different things went into making the solid black marker. And over here with our raspberry colored one, we can see not only red, but purple. Now that's interesting. What color makes purple with red? Is that blue? So we can think that possibly some blue went into making our raspberry marker. Isn't that cool? So what actually are we looking at here, and why do we do this? Well, there's something really, really cool called chromatography. And what chromatography is, it's the separation of a mixture by different components. And with the different components, you can pull out the ingredients that go to make up the whole. And that is what chromatography is. Now, what was actually happening though when we were using the water that pulled up through the paper? Well, as we know with gravity usually pulls things down, right? So what happened here? It was something called capillary action. Now you can see capillary action, which is the ability of a liquid to flow without other forces like gravity. So that's super cool. Now think about how a plant maybe gets water up and out of the ground. Different things like that. You have capillary action. So where is this important for us in our lives? Well, think about the food that you eat. So food scientists may need to measure and check and make sure that the food we eat has the right balance of minerals, vitamins, and additives in it. Because if we get those balances offset, then we could become sick, right? Now, if you eat cereal for breakfast in the morning, you can see all the different vitamins that go into that. But we know the individual components of our cereal may not themselves have all those vitamins. But to make the cereal a nice, healthy breakfast, they add those things in. But what if they put too much or too little in? Then it won't work. So food scientists use chromatography to separate out all those ingredients, and they can weigh them even in their tiny, tiny parts to make sure that what we're eating is safe and well balanced for us. So science is important in our everyday lives, even when we experience it in action with things like markers and paper and water that we have at home. So I hope you've enjoyed this science experiment. I'm interested to see maybe what other things you've used to create this science experiment besides what we did today. So please post your comments. Let us know how it turned out for you. If you have any questions, we'd love to hear from you. So definitely give us a like, subscribe to our YouTube channel where we have videos just like this and all kinds of wonderful things for you here at the library, and even books like one of my favorite, Ada Twist. We have all the different cool things that you can learn and do on your own. So we hope to see you soon at the library. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.